Hello, my name is Carl Melvin and I'm a psychotherapist working with estranged adults, and I've done that for 13 years, and I'm also the author of the book Navigating Family Estrangement, which was recently published. Now, I want to do a quick video just talking about the book, as the book is out a little bit over a month now, and feedback is coming in, and thankfully the reviews so far have been really positive. But I have had a couple of questions from people specifically asking me, is this book for them? And by that I mean, is the book just for professionals such as psychologists and psychotherapists and counselors, or is it for just other people who don't work with estrangement but are themselves estranged and are struggling with their family relationship and they're looking for resources? Is this book for them? So the short answer is yes, it is 100% for you if you are estranged. And it was all my estranged clients and the people I've spoken to, which is countless at this stage, and even my own personal experiences of estrangement. They all informed the content, they drove the narrative, and those stories and those people were in my head and in my heart throughout the entire writing process. So yes, this book is for you. But there's a slightly longer answer to the question, and it won't take too long, so please bear with me. So this is technically my second book. My first book is sitting here on my laptop. It's not going anywhere. The reason it's going nowhere is because I couldn't find a publisher for it. That was a self-help book. It was written specifically for estranged people or people who are struggling with their family, or who use the term dysfunctional family, toxic family, family rifts, family estrangement. It was for those people, that market. But I couldn't get a publisher. And the general responses from all the publishers was that it's not a mainstream topic and it won't sell. My argument then, and it still is now, is that if this book was marketed correctly and targeted to the right people, it absolutely would sell, because there are so many people who are struggling with their family in different ways. But they felt differently, and that kind of left me stuck. But then I got a big break. An academic publisher called Routledge contacted me, and they said they were interested in the topic, but not a self-help book, because their market, their audience is professionals, whether it's academics, educators, lecturers, or psychologists, psychotherapists, counsellors, social workers, and everybody in professional spaces who have a professional interest in this topic. Now, even though I was really grateful to get a book deal and to get a contract, I had a lot of resistance inside myself, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I never really viewed myself as an educator, as someone who knew enough about any one topic to actually educate other people about it. And secondly, I never viewed myself as a particularly academic person. Even though I have a master's and even though I have got research published, I see others out there who are much stronger in that space. My skills and my competency, I always felt, were as a practitioner, just sitting with clients and helping them work through their issues. Now, I know there are people out there who are great at both. They are great researchers and they're great practitioners, but I didn't feel I was that. But I realised that, number one, this issue is just too important, and I put too much work into my career, my training, and my understanding to just give up. Secondly, I saw it as a great opportunity. If I cannot speak directly to estranged people, why not try to speak to the people who work with those estranged people in all these different contexts? So that motivated me to write the book. And I embraced the opportunity, and I really hope that by me embracing the chance of writing a book as an educational book, all these other professionals would embrace it as well, and maybe integrate it into their clinical practice, into their work environment, and then hopefully that might filter out and have positive effect in different areas of life. For example, in healthcare, because many medical professionals might actually interact. The clients may come in for a whole range of mental health issues, and they may trace that back to family struggles, family issues, and I actually talk about that in the books, particularly the psychological impact of being estranged. Students are also affected by it. I thought maybe educators or counsellors in colleges may actually read the book, and again, I talk about that briefly in the book, but how that might then have a positive effect on their capacity to actually support students who are estranged. And there's a whole lot of areas, including workplace wellness is actually another area, because most of my own clients, they have to go to work every day, they have to function, they're expected. But if there was people who are delivering workplace wellness programs, if they were aware that there's also this dimension of family that could be absolutely influencing a person's capacity to pay attention to work, to perform in work, or to engage, that might have a knock-on effect there as well. And it might enhance their programs that they're delivering. So that became my motivation to write the book. But nonetheless, all the way through this, even though the language may be geared towards speaking to a professional, it was all these estranged people I spoke to. They were the ones that were on my mind all the way through this. And really, this book is very much written about you, and it's written for you as well. And I try to be smart in terms of the language that I use and to make it as accessible as possible. So from my perspective, I think anyone can pick this up if you read books, if you're interested in this topic. And what I find interesting about kind of contemporary readers is that there's such a voracious interest in psychology now and in relationships and on mental health and wellness and and mindfulness and mindset and whatnot. And particularly books like The Body Keeps the Score, which is quite an academic book, much more academic than mine, and yet has really entered the lexicon. So many people I know who have no clinical background, but they've all read this book and they're able to really make sense of it. You know, and modern audiences are very intelligent. And I worked off that presumption as I was writing this book that anybody really could read this. If they're interested in it, they will garner from it. And I would hope, particularly estranged people, yes, I really hope professionals write it or read it, and it is in some sense aimed towards them. But to me, it wasn't just them; it was also for estranged people. And in fact, in the introduction, I actually have two separate sections. One where I speak to professionals, but then I have a separate section where I speak specifically to estranged people, because I wanted to make sure that they don't feel excluded, because so many estranged people feel rejected from their family, and they also feel rejected from society in general because their family status, their family situation doesn't conform to what may be considered the norm. I stated didn't want to compound that. And yeah, please feel included. This is for you, okay? And I really hope it makes a difference. I hope it's helpful. And that's it. That's my rant over. Links below. Please share this video if you know someone that's on the fence about reading it. Also, if you have already read it and it has made some kind of difference in your life, please feel free to leave a review, particularly up on Amazon, because it might spread awareness. It means it'll pop up on more people's feeds in terms of recommended books, and it'll be a massive favour to me, and I do really appreciate it. And again, all the feedback that's come in has been so positive. Really, really appreciate it, particularly because anyone knows you put any work into a project, so much of yourself goes into it, and there's so much of me in here, and to get positive feedback is really, really helpful for me personally. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.